Hey guys, it's Vanity. Ezel back with Cover Vanguard, Ezel and Vanity weekly review. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't like, comment, subscribe, and also show me. This time we are covering more reviews from Lyrical Monasterio Booster Set. We also have some promos that again piss me off because they are really good and they have to be restricted by promo count. So let's see what we got, shall we? And see what we have here. I am sitting in a different position than usual, so I really wonder how this is going to affect how my voice sounds. Because the last time I did this, my voice sounded a little bit different. So first up, we have Star Decorations in the City. Belton, Grade 1 boost, 5k Shota, AK base. All the rear guards, your attacks are boost. Your opponent's vanguards are grade 3 or greater, and you have 4 more units that replace this turn. She'll get plus 10,000 power for that battle. So an 18k booster or swinger just by basically playing Lyrical Monasterio's many decks that can spam the board in about 5 seconds. All around, Belton is actually a decent grade 1. And not to mention the fact that it works on boost too. If it was just on attack, I would have said, it's an 18k attacker. It's kind of like 50-50. It's good, but I wish it was a booster. Well, I can't really complain now because it is a booster. So I actually like Belton a lot. I think if you're going to play a deck that has a lot of superior calling methods like Labrador or Kyrie or something like that, I definitely do think Belton's a worthwhile 2 to 3 of, if not even a 4 of, just because again, 18k swinger or booster, that's very good. Then we have Pray to the Starlight, a really random card that I didn't expect to be here. In hindsight, this doesn't necessarily mean it's Chris Rain support, but like it is heavily implied to be Chris Rain support. Grade 3 normal order played by Crown Busting 2. Choose one of your vanguards, and it gets auto vanguard once per turn. This unit attacks. Choose 6 of your units. If you chose 6 units, all the units have different card names. This unit gets a critical for that battle to end of the turn. Okay, you can run one of 2 decks with this. Either Peltra, because Peltra can use this, since Peltra most likely wants a bunch of different units on board, or the deck you are, I think, intended to use this with, not Patricia, I don't know, I was supposed to say Patricia, Chris Rain. It's not bad. I mean, an extra crit on a Vanguard who, Divine Skill, and then also has his own skill that can give a crit, so triple crit Vanguard who can then make another unit triple crit is very deadly. My only issue with this is CB2. And you also have to have a full board. Like, Chris Rain at most only requires you to have 4 units, including herself. This will require you to have 2 more. I wish it was CB1, or like CB1 discard 1. I feel like would have been a nice balance out, and not just a flat CB2. But it's fine. It's okay. Like, if you choose to run it 2 over 3 of, I mean, it turns Chris Rain into a possible first turn kill, so there's that. Then we have Dreamin' Fever Telfini, grade 2 instead 5k show, 10k base, act rearguard once per turn, energy buys 3 until end of your turn, it gets boost and plus 5,000 power. Okay, so it's a 15k booster and or swinger with literally the simplest cost of EB3. It's not the best in the world, but again, it doesn't take up CB, it doesn't take up Soul, so unless you are running the Psycho card for Lyrical Monasterio that Energy Blast 3 on discard to draw a card, which you very much could be running, Telfini is actually a very nice tech for that reason, so I don't know, 2 over 3 if you're not running the other one. Or even a consistent way to energy charge, such as using Chris Rain, for example. Then we have Let's Fly Arche, or Arachine, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, AK base, who I swear is the grade 2, like, the grade 2 that supports Kyoka, the restanding one, as a grade 1. Because literally the entire week since I've seen her, I have only thought that since I've seen it. And to be fair, the hairstyle fits, the color scheme fits, the star. I mean, granted, all of the cards that have been released so far in this set have this. I mean, literally the last 3. But I don't know, it just feels like it tracks. Anyways, auto rear guard, when this unit boosts, if you energy blast with 3 or more at the same time for the cost of your card's ability this turn, plus 5 power for the booster. Okay. 13k, not that bad. Though I am going to say just inherently this is better. Like, you are more likely going to be pulling off this skill more likely than you're going to be pulling off this one. I mean, okay, this one's easier to pull off, but this one is much more valuable to pull off. So, I mean, if you're going to run this, you probably should just run this in its place. But if you're playing, like, a budget deck or a deck that doesn't, like, superior call that much, she's not a bad card because, again, 13k booster, so 2 over 3 of. Then we have Before the Festival Begins, grade 2 Blitz Order, played by Counterblasting 1. Why couldn't you have been Counterblast 1, considering Chris Rain and her strongest support card, or one of her strongest support cards, also cost a CB? Why did you have to be CB2? Why doesn't Chris Rain have a counter charger? Anyways, choose one of your units being attacked, and it gets 5,000 power for the battle for each of your open rearguard circles. There was majority of Lyrical Monasterio's Blitz orders require you to have a full board, or like at least majority of a board to the point where you can't use this. But then this card comes out and it wants you to have an empty board, or well, yeah, actually does. So interesting how we went a complete 180 on this one, but you know what? Before the Festival Begins is a nice solid grade 2 Blitz order, and I'm trying to like think, is there any Lyrical Monasterio deck that casually bounces their entire board back, like how Murakumo used to be, where they'll spawn a board in about 5 seconds and then they'll ditch it by the end of the turn? I don't know. I feel like there's a deck like that in Lyrical Monasterio. There should be. Either way, though, it's a nice card, so it's a 2-0 for that. Then we have the thing that pisses me the hell off. Because Bushy had, and I kept it hidden, but I felt this way through the entirety of set 3, and I swear Bushy should have just done this, but for some reason they didn't, and I'm more pissed off about it because they clearly proved that they can support Chris Rain. Again, it could be cultural support, but I'm not going to say it works better for Chris Rain. But Bushy gave the DZ Star Trek bosses, Triumph Dragon, Sarvasil, Marilyn, etc., support cards, which is fine because they're really good support cards. Except all of them are promos. Because why wouldn't they be? So first up we have Construct Golem, Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto drops on when your Grade 3 Grade of Vanguard or Triumph Dragon is placed during your ride phase. If you do not have a rear guard, the card name is this card. Soul Boss 1, call to rear guard circle, energy charge 1. If I remember correctly, one of the DZ videos I said is I wish that I know it was with one of them that has like a support card that energy charges. I said that I wished the DZ deck start bosses had the ability to get an energy charger, and we got one. They gave it to us as a promo. So disappointed. And then auto rear guard at the end about that it boosted a Strife Command Dragon, so the grade 3 from the set. If you have not countercharged this turn, shove to soul countercharge 1. Okay, it goes to soul, so you can use Strife Command more. Countercharges 1, so you can run a little bit more CB cards. Why? This card is good. So is this one. So is this one. This card is just astronomical. And I genuinely do not understand why Bushy didn't just shove these guys into set 3, minus the Lyrical Monasterio one, because the Lyrical Monasterio wasn't in set 3. And because they knew the Lyrical Monasterio deck set was going to come out right after set 3, they could just put the Marlene one in there. Why did these have to be promos? They could have fixed everything wrong with the entirety of the DZ set start decks in one set, or they at least could have added a little bit more support to them in set 3, where they're pretty much like their throwaway set, because every other 3 sets is pretty much their encounter decks and stuff like that. But instead they chose to, and no offense to Youthquake, support a bunch of Youthquake decks. And then the set immediately after, they announce promos, and all of them are support cards. So annoying. Anyways, 4 of. Then we have Surgical Scissor Angel, Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base, auto drop zone when you're Grade 3 Grade of Vanguard, that Survival one's card name is placed during the right phase. If you don't have a rear guard, then card name is Soul Boss will call to rear guard, and then auto rear guard, then boost to the Viral Core Dragon, or not Viral Core, just Viral Core in general. Shove it to Soul, choose one of your boosted rear guards, bounce to the hand. Okay, so you get a Grade 3 back, which is nice, and opens up rear guard circles for more consistent multi-attack. I normally hate cards that share the same skill, but when it's a skill that was actually integral to how the deck plays, I am fine with it, and I am so annoyed that this is a promo, but whatever. In my opinion, it's the worst out of these ones, just because, I mean, this one didn't feel like it needed to be a bounce of Grade 3, since it has to boost the Grade 3, but also, this one calls itself and gets countercharged, and this one, well, auto drop zone. The standard, when you're Grade 3 of the certain name, in this case Marlene, is placed on right phase. Soul Boss 1, call to rear guard, charge 1 if you don't have another copy of it. And then auto rear guard, and then about the boosted a Respino, put it to soul, choose up to one of your units with Respino in its card name to end of turn. The cost for that unit's auto ability is reduced by 1 CV. I don't remember what Respino does, but I'm just going to assume that this wants you to have 2 copies of that on board, because otherwise I don't see why you would want to drop the auto ability, because I'm pretty sure that Respino's auto ability is on attack like the other ones. Either way though, Rozzy is a nice Grade 1. They could have just put her in this set, and they could have put these 2 in the last set, and they definitely could have put this one in the last set, but whatever, it is what it is. She's a 3 over 4 of. And we have Diablo Striker Orland. So I don't know why they only released 3 of them, and then they just didn't give the other 3 like 1. I don't get it. Or to be more exact, 3.5, because this is technically Astrom's and it technically isn't. But anyways, Orland, Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto during your turn, which is a card from your hand or placed from your soul into your deck. When it's placed from your deck into your soul, if your Vanguard's a Diabolos, Energy Blast 3, call to an open back row rear guard circle, so cool for your rear guard, and then auto center back row rear guard circle, so specifically the center back row. Once per turn, at the end of that your rear guard attacked, if you're in final rush, retire 2 of your front rear guards with Diabolos on his card name, draw a card, then choose one of your back row rear guards and move to an open front row rear guard circle. Okay, this is good and all. It gets rid of rear guards and it draws. So if you ever played Diabolos, you probably ran into the situation where you had an extra Grade 2 that probably had to sit in the back row unless you willingly called a trigger because you just wanted the 5k booster over a dead Grade 2. But man, it's been so long since I've been in that situation. I feel like Orland is like a few sets too late for this. I mean, it's a good card, don't get me wrong. It's hand cards and it does give you more multi-attack. It's just, It requires a grade 2 to be in the back row for it to be amazing. So it's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's just kind of wish it came out sooner. But either way, it's a good card, so it's a 3 for 4. Then we have Blitzsail's Astil. The main reason why I'm pissed off about these not being in the sets, because this card's actually good since they chose to combine it with Welstra, but also majority of its skills still works with Astrum since Astrum just has Blitz in its card name. Great on boost 5k shield, AK base. All done when discarded from your hand during your turn. If your Vanguard's a Blitz, you may put this card into your Soul. So it doesn't go to rear guard, but it goes to Soul. And then on top of that, you can either countercharge 1 or EB or EC2. So you either, and let's just look at this at the Astrum perspective, because we don't need to worry about Welstra. Welstra's already consistent on both. But you get to either get your resources back that allow you to restand your rear guards and, play your set orders, or you get half of Astrum's cost prepaid. And if you don't remember, there were cards in Brandgate, such as the Grade 2 Dragon, that can Soul Blast 1 ditch cards to get 5k and draw a card, that can proc this skill off more consistently. The continuous guard circle, Vanguard's a Blitz in its card name. It works with both of the 2 Wellstars, and it works with Astrum. Plus 5,000 shield, so 10k shield. And the continuous rear guard, if your Vanguard's a grade 3 grade of Welstra, it gets 5,000 power after one player's turn. So, okay, it only gets the 13k base if you're on a Welstra, but 10k shield goes to Soul, and either get you EB or CCs. I really, genuinely, with all of my heart and soul, question why Bushy couldn't just put this into set 3. I really do. I genuinely do. I genuinely wonder why Bushy didn't take the free set, because they always do the 3rd set. I don't know why they didn't take the free set just to support the DZ Start Tech bosses, because they've gotten like 2 cards of actual support, this being one of, okay, 3 cards if we count these, but you get my point. Frappy Loco, because if I look at the other one, I'm going to be mad and start a boycott. Anyways, grade 2 and set 5k shield, 10k base, auto placed on rear guard circle outside the battle phase. Your Vanguard's 7-horn beast in its card name, actually boss 3 perform one of the following. Issue a 7-horn beast with its card name from your drop zone with a rate equal to a lower than Vanguard called to rear guard. Okay, cool, rear guard rush. And then if your Vanguard's a Sylvan Horn Beast, King of Calamity, Magnolia Maskez instead, you can choose a grade 3 or lower card from your Dragon drop zone with Dragon Tree in its card name and call it to rear guard circle. So, either get a Dragon Tree unit and make more markers, or just get a Sylvan Horn Beast in general. Either way, it still works. And then auto rear guard, when your unit with Sylvan Horn Beast, his name is attack, whether it's Vanguard or rear guard, retire, choose one of your units being attacked for 10 power for that battle. Okay, it's a good defensive card. It's a good recycler. It is not on the level of this because this card fixes so many problems, but I'm just going to say this is a 4 because if I keep looking at this, I'm going to get more mad. And then we have Lament Planetaria Fesca. Grid on boost, 5k shield, 6k base. Automatically, we can tell this haste red support. Auto rear guard when attacks into anything. Your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater with haste red's card name. Gets 5 power for that battle. Then at the end of that battle, Soul Blast 1 and then return this unit to your hand. Okay, cool. She can bounce herself to hand. She's an 11k swinger. My only issue with her is she takes up Soul, and Hazeret already has like a lot of good Soul Blasters. So I don't like how her skill involves that, but I do appreciate how, regardless, her swing is going to be at least a 13k because she's probably going to get the 2k from Hazeret anyways. So Fesca is a nice and solid grade 1 support card. She's a worthy 3 for that. Then we have Gazing Upon the Summer Sky Senon, who I immediately questioned upon seeing her skill. Grade 2 set 5k shield, 8k base. All when she's placed on rear guard from hand. If you Vanguard with Hazeret's card name, you may bot deck a crit in your drop zone. Why? I don't remember Hazeret doing anything with shows. In fact, I remember Hazeret specifically only working with normal units. I don't understand why Senon has a random crit bot decking skill, especially because neither new Hazeret, her herself, or the other support card actually involve anything with critical triggers, but cool, random support card achieved. And then auto rear guard once per turn. If your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater with Hazeret's card name, counter boss 1 search for any unit card with a different card name from this that's either a grade 2 with 9k or less power or a grade 1 with 7k or less power, call it to rear guard circle, shuffle your deck, and this unit gets 1,000 power for that turn. So 13k, if we count Hazeret's skill, it's a 15k, and it gets you a free rear guard, it's an axe skill. Honestly, this ability is amazing. Like, this ability is perfect. In my head canon, I believe they printed this ability first, but were like, for this card to be seen as good, quote unquote, we're gonna have to shove on a second skill, and they just arbitrarily shoved this skill on, because I can't even say there's like a crit support archetype in Lyrical Monasterio, even with the orders, because even if there is, this card cannot support them, because it specifically requires a Hazeret. But either way though, Senon is a good grade 2, recycles crits, for whatever reason that may be, and literally can call anything from the deck for a CB of 1, so 4 for her. Then we have Phosphorus Stream Hazoret, my favorite of the new ones in terms of art and in terms of name. Grade 3, 200 persona, 13k base, act Vanguard once per turn. Also, they dress up so she can persona right off of and from from the OG Hazoret. Anyways, once per turn, energy blast 3 to up to 5 normal unit rear guards until end of the turn. They all get auto rear guard. Then about that they attack, draw a card, and put this unit to bottom of the deck, and then it gets 50,000 power. So all of them pretty much, if you're playing a normal Hazoret deck, all of them are probably going to hit the numbers their normal units would hit. So the grade 2 will be a 10k, the grade 1 will be an 8k, but also they all get the on attack ability to draw a card at the end of the battle. And then auto Vanguard at the start of your battle phase, soul boss 1 to end of the turn. All units either with Hazoret in their card names, or grade 3 to the original 12k power or less, grade 2 to the original 9k power or less, or grade 1s with the original 7k power or less, can attack from center back row, and they all get plus 5,000 power. So actually, I think all of them get plus 5,000 power. So I'm going to prepare for mine. I'm pretty sure that 5,000 power part works regardless of they're in back row or not. But either way, though, bunch of numbers. I love how she just arbitrarily includes herself, but being able to give every normal unit, not even just every normal unit, every unit on your board that is not a trigger, essentially, is getting those numbers. So Hazoret's all around a pretty good grade 3. Her skill, this first skill works with literally any normal unit, and then this skill works with anything that is not a trigger. So all around, Hazoret is an amazing grade 3. I love her skill a lot. She definitely adds a lot more numbers to the board, and she adds multi-attack to it as well. So she's a nice and just solid 3 of 4, and then one of them in the red deck, obviously. Then we have Sparkling Summer Tom Helen, grade 1 boost 5k shield deck base, auto rear guard in the battle she attacked or boosted, soul boss 1 with card with the Cestus card name, bounce right up to your hand. Okay, really random time to get an Cestus card, but we got the random card for, what's it called, Chris Reigns. I'm not really that surprised by this, so it's a 2 of. And then we have one on the nights where the stars meet Fiesta. Grade 3, Tunjai, Persona, 13k base. This is reminding me of the one Memorial scene that I forever love in the Shadowverse Champions battle game. Anyways, auto when placed on rear guard circle or put on guard circle during the battle phase. Energy blast 3, choose one of your Vanguard's Kyrie in its card name, plus 10 power for that battle. It's a really good thing for guarding in Vanguard. It happens after your opponent uses on attack skills, because just imagine your opponent guarding, because none of the Kyries ever said the cards you call from their effects have to be different names. So imagine your opponent guarding before you use this, and then you use the Vanguard's on attack skill, call 2 of these, and then to pump the Vanguard's power up by 20. That's not a legal play, because you have to do your on attack abilities before they guard, but free 20k to Vanguard? Not bad. I'm kind of debating if this is worth running in Kyrie or not, because they have a really good rear guard that swings for 23, but you could also make your Vanguard a 23, so there's that. So we'll go 2 or 3 of it. It's honestly a very decent grade 3. Next up on the list, we have more support for old decks. We have Earnest Scout Follower Lilia, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, k base, contains rear guard. If you played an aim to be the strongest idol during this turn, your opponent cannot intercept at all, so F your opponent's guarding capabilities. And auto backward rear guard circle once per turn when your Vanguard's attack hits, stand this unit. When I first read that skill, thought, okay, back row restanders, so it can affect the restanding Earnest corrects, and not to mention the fact that she can nullify intercepts. All around a pretty good grade 1. If only her name had Earnest correct in the card name, because I didn't read the name before I read the skill. Then I looked up and saw the Earnest correct, and I was like, you know what, there we go. Honestly, this grade 1 is actually really good. It nullifies intercepts, it gets the free restand. It's actually a really cool grade 1. I do like it a lot. It feels really random that they're just tucking on old deck support like they did with the Cestus, but it's what it is, so go to 3 over 4 just because it actually does fit the deck theme, because it has the name, so it can proc off the order, and it also can proc off Carissa. Anyways, then we have Earnest Correct Follower Pearson. Okay, of course, I think we spent 2 sets asking for more Earnest Corrects. Granted, there's only 2 sets, but you get my point. And then Bushy didn't give it to us, and then they give us the Evo, and then 2 more Earnest Corrects, and then more or less that was good enough, but not really, and then they just gave us 2 more out of the blue. It felt really random. Either way, though, Pearson, grade 2 instead of 5k shield, 10k base. Auto rear guard when you play and aim to be the strongest idol. If your opponent has no rear guard, choose one of your Vanguards until end of the turn. During the battle that unit attacks, your opponent can all play or call Sentinels from hand. So, pretty much, F Sentinels. But to be more specific, F Sentinels from hand. The reason why I say that is because there are some decks, mainly in Premium, that can, play Sentinels from deck, and I swear there's one in D that can either, move a Sentinel from somewhere to bypass this. Also there's, Raziel, which has the pseudo-sentinel in the form of Leo, but you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure there's a deck that has the ability to superior force a sentinel out from nowhere. Either way, though, Pearson is a nice grade 2, and has a good 2 of tech. You don't want to see it too much because you're mainly focused on the rear guard nuke, but hey, you know what? If your opponent doesn't have rear guards, PG, fuck you. So, 2 of this. Then we have Celestial. I don't know why I didn't think Celestial was going to come next. Honestly, I should have been more surprised if they weren't second. Honestly, I really like the order of this grade too. I don't know why. The shooting stars, like the angel wings, I think is really cool. And there's one's voice under a small light Ardale, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto is a card from your hand during your turn. Your Vanguard's an Celestial. It doesn't matter which of the grades it is. You look at the top card of your deck, put the top or bottom. So pretty much you get to guarantee what you're going to bind to get your black wings / white wings off. And then white wings, because you know she's a grade 1, active when the only cards in your binds on are odds. Counter continues rear guard. If you have a grade 3 grade Vanguard, Celestial's card name, plus 10,000 shield. Okay. 15k shield defensively. I like how they're mixing the skills now, because I believe White Wings was all supposed to be the aggressive one and Black Wings was supposed to be the more consistent one. I only say that because like set 1, it was very clear which of them was supposed to be the more defense and stalling kind of one, and which one was supposed to be let's get board presence and literally had a card that gave other units crits. But I really like how the White Wings one really has the extra defense power to it. So also there's like a next 3 of, if not 4 of an Celestial deck, because again, guaranteed deck stack, and you know 15k shield, which is nice. And then with a Clear Mind, Ezel, grade 2 instead 5k shield, 10k base. Black Wings, Aldo when placed on guard circle, so blast 2, choose one of your opponent's attacking units with critical of 2 or greater, and it gets -1 crit for the battle. Okay. It's not bad. It's not. It really isn't. But what they could have done instead, because no matter what, you have to take the damage anyways if this attack goes through. The only time this is incredibly useful is in the situation where taking that extra damage would kill you. Do not get me wrong, it's still nice. But let's all agree for a second that this could have just been Soul Blast 2 when something with 2 or more crit swings nullified the attack. And it would have been fine. I feel like they could have done that. And if they really wanted to, I don't know, future-proof it, quote-unquote, they could have just specifically made it when your opponent's unit with 2 criticals attack. The reason why I say this is because they ever released a grade 3 that has like a base crit of 2 that also gives the ability to gain an extra crit, so therefore it has 3 crit. But you get my point. Israel could have been a pseudo PG, also an option to bypass this, but you know it's still a good grade 2 nonetheless. Wish it could have been a PG, but you know what? She gets the pass in my book as a okay, good card simply because I see a moon and nothing else, and because my bias is clearly evident. Though honestly, she is better, both skill-wise and just art-wise. So we'll take that as we will. 3 of Bushy, you had the chance to give us a pseudo PG, you chose not to take it. And now we have some Season 2 anime news. I'm not going to copy the post, but pretty much it says Akino won, and now there are going to be 6 Destined ones fighting against the 6 Fated ones, etc., etc. And we have some character bios. I am only reading this to quote my Discord because there's one character in particular here that I am actually interested in. So, and as much as I don't hate all these characters, I think their bios are really cool, but I normally don't post stuff about this to Discord, let alone record about it. So there's one character in here that above all else made me actually give a shit to record this. So guess who it is? Anyways, first up we have Kuna Akiwa. I will say this, his unit is my favorite out of all of them, but he's not the character that made me post this, so that's already your hint that he's not one of them, but he is my favorite in terms of the Destined ones. Anyways, Destined 1 of Infinity, Levy draws, transfer student to Kina and Sua's class, owner of Destined 1 of Infinity, called genius high school by many, hard to grasp what he's thinking with the mysterious aura. He's essentially, oh, I wish I cropped this better, but essentially he is Subaru Honda from Buddy Fight with red hair and a giant, actually his dragon honestly kind of fits the theme of Astrologia, so there's that. Then we have Yuna Sananji, Destined 1 of Supremacy, Lisa Fiel. I can already hear the jokes my friend is making about this. And then in first year high school student, owner of the Destined 1 of Supremacy, Secret Idol Otaku, girl, that outfit. No, you're not a secret idol otaku, you are just an idol otaku. Big fan of idol Miko Saito. Oh, who could have guessed that one? Part of the student council, good at both studies and sports. Honestly, okay, fair enough, I can see it. Kind of disappointed though that she's not playing the promo grade 3 Peltra, because I don't know, I felt like it fit her. No offense to them making a bunch of new decks, I really do wish they would use a lot more of the old ones. I know I keep bringing it up every now and again, but Eugene and Barrow, man, they got characters that played them back and forth, but yeah, we never got like an actual full match with them. They need to make like an actual character that's gonna have a full on-screen match with them. I don't care if it's just for some bullshit side episode, I just want one. Then we have Kayama Kurosagi, one of the possible reasons why I might be doing this. Anyways, his Destined Ones of Skills, Alquabra. Not one of my favorites in terms of units, but his text is kind of the most interesting. Vice CEO of the Kyokuro Group, aka the guy directly under Taizo. Best friends with Taizo, actually, who's the CEO of the group. And then Man, a few words. He's cool but reasonable type. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Before I read his bio, I actually kind of hated him as a character because I just didn't like the way he looked. But honestly, after seeing his bio and seeing his grade 3, I'm now that against him. Then we have Seka Kane, Destined One of Excedence Epaladiol. So this just looks like the Nova Grappler version of Messiah. Tell me I am wrong. Anyways, Pro Vanguard Fire, owner of the Destined One of Excedence, Nao's childhood friend. Oh, why does that sound like it fit the second we read the words Pro Vanguard Fighter? One of the skilled good young fighters, Battleholic with short fuse. When Nao was young, in episode 8, or no, it was episode 3, she had a flashback where she was using Hexa Orb and she was playing against someone. I don't remember if that was her dad or if it was someone else, but if that was someone else and that someone else was Seka, that would honestly be a pretty cool like foreshadow callback type of thing. So honestly, I'm gonna go rewatch the episode now, and if I actually see that, I'm gonna actually be really happy. Then we have Jinky. I don't want Jinky back necessarily. I don't hate him. I just feel like there could have been a different character here, but I will 100% take the Alden. I mean, this motherfucker looks beautiful. Anyways, Destined One of Protection, Alden, Organizer of the Deluxe. Okay, we don't need to really talk about Jinky. His information is the same as before. And Hikari, who has the Destined One of Time, Leo Audimnium, who is a Dark Stage. So everyone that believed that she was going to be a Dark Stage user from literally the intro since episode 1, there you go. You were right. You just were predicted it 5 sets later. I say 5 sets later because, well, these 4 are all in the same, these 5 are all in the same set. And for some reason, she's in a separate set. Why? I don't understand. Like, why is Leo twice now separated from the main cast? I don't understand, especially because the other 5 are all in here, but I don't know. Maybe Akina's going to get a new grade 3 this set. I doubt it, but if he does, I'm just saying it would make sense because, you know, she's got the whole set to herself over here. And then we also got Vert, Clear, Rosa, and we also got Carl coming in the next lyrical booster, so pretty fun. Yeah, that's pretty much those reveals. And now we have card reveals that interrupted my writing session. First up, we have Hydraulic Purity Cordelia. It's the Bermuda Triangle grade 1. That's the, you know, heal guardian. So, you know, it contains hand. You made his guard for the heal trigger, cost of calling a G guard, and then when it's put on guard circle from hand, remove a heal trigger from hand to drop, and then choose a card from your hand with grade less than equal to your vanguard, called to rear guard circle. All the abilities of the card do not activate, and they can perform one of the following based on the grade of the card. If it's a grade 1 or less, so basically if it's a 10k shield or a trigger, counterballs 1, choose one of your vanguards, it gets 5,000 power for the turn, or if it's a grade 2 or greater, this unit gets 22,000 shield for the battle. Okay. I'm not against Cordelia. I like her skill. My main issue with this is not only does she nullify auto abilities, which, I mean, to be fair, it's Bermuda, so that's okay, but the fact that unlike everyone else who could get the 20k and the 5k shield together, she does not get both of them together unless you actively play 2 of her at the same time. So as much as I think she's a nice grade 1 in terms of art wise, I cannot give it to her in terms of skills. So in my opinion so far, she's probably the worst of the grade 1s for the skills. And then we have Steam Archer Kalumun, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 5k base, continuous hand, you know, the standard G guard thing, and then auto put on guard circle from hand if your bind zone is 1 more card in, remove a heal trick from drop zone, plus 20,000 shield for the battle, or hand for the record, plus 20,000 shield for the battle, and then like I mentioned earlier, if your bind zone is 3 or more cards, counterballs 1, 2 of your vanguards, 5,000 power for that turn. Okay, not bad. I think it was like one of the earlier ones that I still truly believe is like the best out of them, but you know, being a 20k shield and only needing 3 bind zone cards when like the majority of Gear Chronicle can get a good amount of binding going is pretty simple enough for me to say it's a worthy like 2 over 3 of. Then we have our Michu cards, which I slowly realized Michu's kind of meant to be a control deck, even though I use it in the least controlling way possible. Starry Sky Lucetta, grade 3, turns up persona, 13k base. Auto rear guard once per turn. When your cannonball card is put into your drop zone from the order zone, put a grade 3 card from your drop zone to the bottom of your deck, and this unit gets the power for that turn. Any grade 3 card is pretty good, considering the fact that I'm pretty sure one of the cannonballs is grade 3, so being able to bot deck that after it goes to drop is just a free 23k swinger, so that's pretty good. And then we have Glistening Mood Michu, grade 3 to persona 13k base. I literally forgot Michu was the glitter for Lyrical Monasterio because it's not something I just remember Michu for. Anyways, I don't know, she's placed by riding from first to head towards a Dream Michu, stretch your deck or drop zone for up to 1 Nokyon. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. And its card name or up to 1 cannonball. Reveal it, put it to your hand. If you search your deck, you shuffle, and then activate Persona Red. So pretty much either search your deck or drop zone for the 2 most important cards in your deck that isn't Michu, and then get it for free. Pretty solid. And then act Vanguard once per turn. By binding a copy of OG Michu from your soul. You choose one of your opponent's rear guards, kill it. Then until your end of your turn, reduce the cost of this unit's cannonball ability by soul blasting 2. And at the end of the turn, if this unit's on the Vanguard circle, ride the first to head towards a dream Michu as the rest from the bind zone. And the cannonball auto Vanguard, when this unit attacks the Vanguard, soul blast 2, or again, play for free by binding the OG. Choose an opponent's rear guard, kill it, and then this unit gets 1,000 power for that battle. So kills 2 rear guards in one go, is a 23k swinger, all around is a very solid grade 3 who can also search your other boys and girls and gets the persona right out for it. What was I like about it? Honestly, I actually think this card's pretty cool, so this is a nice addition for of. Then we have Star Song, Prayer, Nakono, grade 2 and 5k shield, 10k base, of which I am not a fan of. Continues rear guard if your cannonball was put into your order zone drop this turn. This unit gives tons of power, so you know it's a 20k, which is nice. And then Glitter Michu if your Vanguard's a Michu. Act rear guard once per turn if your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater. Cannonball 1, Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets auto rear guard. This unit attacks if no drive checks are performed for the battle. Your rear guard attack this turn. It performs drive checks at the end of that battle until the end of the turn. Okay. I don't like the fact how they got rid of Michu's ability to do 4 attacks, but then as I was reading that skill out loud in this moment, I now realize it doesn't get rid of Michu's ability to do 4 attacks, because you can still run the OG Ndoquino. It's just the difference is you're just going to have a higher cost pay, but you're still going to have big beat stick columns, even if you don't choose to go the multi-attack route. But if you do choose to go the multi-attack route, you get a total of 4 drive checks, 1 from the grade 1, 1 from this thing, and then 2 from whatever one of your Michus is the Vanguard. So, all around, pretty solid. I do like the beat stick aesthetic. I was just disappointed that I thought you couldn't get the multi-attack, but you can get the multi-attack. In some situations, it might not be worth it, but hey, it is a good grade 2. I really do love it a lot, and I think this is honestly good for him now that I think about it in retrospect. Then we have our last card, and that's Waiting for This Day, Rafika. I don't know why I was about to say Rafaki, whatever the thing from Lion King was. Rafiki, there we go. Great on boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto will push on rear guard circle if you have all set up in your order zone. Energy blast 3, check the top 7, shoot to 1 cannonball from one of them. Reveal put it to hand shuffle your deck. Okay, cool. It get you a free set orders by having the one you auto get for free from the ride deck, so pretty solid. And then act rear guard. If your Vanguard's a grade 3 with Michu in its card name, puts it into soul. Okay, free soul, so automatically this is a 4 of. Search your deck for one glistening mood Michu. That's where this card was. Ride at a stand and shuffle your deck if your Vanguard was placed during this ride phase or Persona Ride this turn. You cannot activate Persona Ride until the end of the turn. I was literally about to say, I know the other ones were promos, but I'm very curious to see when Michu gets her Superior Ride promo. It's not a promo. It is her grade 1 support in the same set. 4 of. I literally did not read this ability until I read this ability. I didn't read the second one until just now. I'm gonna end this here. I hope you all enjoy. I know exactly what I'm doing after this, so I will see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join Squirrel Switch. I'll see you all in the next one. Don't send up your Vanguards.